Hi there, this is the Azarov line in the Evans Gambit declined, and for the most part it tracks the course of the game Krakops against Azarov 2002. So it's e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, the Italian bishop c4 and bishop c5, and white strikes with b4, the Evans Gambit, giving up that b4, but black here declines the offer, chooses the Evans Gambit declines and retreats the bishop back to b6. White can press on now if he wishes with the move b5, striking at the knight, which jumps to d4, initiating a trade of knights as white takes on d4, bishop takes on d4, hitting the rook on a1, and that gets covered by interposing with the pawn c3, hitting the bishop and back to b6. White now strikes at the center with d4, and one of black's many options here is queen to e7. White castles, knight f6, and in this position, white should continue maybe with a4, threatening a5, or rook e1, supporting the e-pawn. But white can also try this move f4, to which black is going to take on d4, e takes on d4, and now the queen and the knight are hitting the pawn on e4, but the pawn plays an in-between move, a Zrishi, e5, now hitting the knight, and in the said game, Krakops against Azarov, Azarov here played knight to e4 with advantage for black. If instead, though, d takes on c3, that's check, as the bishop on b6 has been unleashed. So king into the center, and now c2. Nice idea for black, forking the queen and the knight, giving up that pawn, but in so doing vacating the g4 square for the knight. So after queen takes on c2, now the knight chooses to go to g4, and if white continues knight c3, queen h4 threatens mate on h2. Black, or white I should say, should continue with g3, whereby the queen on c2 covers the pawn on h2, but it certainly looks like a comfortable position here for black. If instead h3, then the queen zigzags her way in, queen to g3, giving up the knight on g4 while threatening mate again on h2, because if that knight is taken, h takes g4, the queen goes back on the diagonal, back to h4, and that's checkmate, as the bishop on b6 is covering the flight square on g1, and black is winning. So this has been the Azarov line in the Evans Gambit decline. Thanks for watching. Bye.